Hey guys, it's Jackie from Homeschool Hangout and Nerd Family. And today we're going to talk Algebra 2. I know, but we're going to talk Algebra 2 anyways, and we're going to do a little review. First up, what am I drinking today? I'm drinking a homemade blended coffee, and I put it in my Starbucks cup, so. Get a drink, settle in, let's talk some Algebra 2. So today we're going to talk about, take off my sticky note, Algebra 2 by Bob Jones University Press, or BJU Press. And this is the only math book I have used from this company, so I cannot verify how great everything else is, but we love this book. I had something taped on here when I got it, so ignore that. Yours wouldn't come that way. And I did get this to review years ago. And I think I posted something on Instagram, but I'm not sure. But we love this book. And when I say we love this book as much as you can love Algebra 2. I am currently on my third student using this. So first, let's talk about what you get in like the basic set. So this is the textbook, and you can tell it's been kind of loved on in my house. And then you get 2 teacher's editions, and these books are magic. So this is the basic set. Now, this set is $88.61 right now on their website. You can get the test answers for an additional $12.50. We don't test in our house. And there is a CD with it. The test may be on that CD. I'm not sure. This is an intense math book. I will say that. This is not the easiest Algebra 2 course you're going to have. But my 16-year-old, she did this over about a year and a half, which there's nothing wrong with the math curriculum taking you longer. And then she went on to take trigonometry at the local junior college, got an A in it, and she's currently in pre-calculus. And she says that going into trigonometry after doing this book, she did not learn a single new concept all semester. Now, she did learn the concepts more in depth, and she did learn something, but she didn't learn a single new concept. So for me, that is a ringing endorsement. I will not lie. I've heard people say things like teaching textbooks, which I tried a little bit with my kids. I borrowed when they were younger and they were just bored. But like teaching textbooks is so easy and it's so low pressure. But then people who've built on that, some of them have struggled. Some, not all. And so this is really this is a foundational book. It really, really is. So let's talk about the book itself. The book is set up like any math book. It has a lecture with examples. And then as you go into it, you have an A section which deals with the primary concept in its simplest form. Then you have a B section which is a little bit more complex, but still a basic problem. And when I say that, I mean not a word problem. It's like the next level of the math problems. Then you have the C section, which tends to, if you're going to have word problems, if it's a concept that lends itself to word problems, this is where you're going to see that. And then every section you have a very small review. Now, normally I am not a huge fan of crazy amounts of what people call mastery, circular, meaning you review every single thing you do every time. This, though, is just small enough, and they pull from enough different areas that we have found it to be really helpful and really good. And one of the other things, though, that I like is, so Q review, you'll see that it's got like a problem 1. And next to it, it says the section that you can go find a lecture in. So if you get stuck and go, oh, I don't remember how to do this problem, it actually gives you the section in the book that it is. So like write this equation and solve. This is in 1.5. And each little section of the reviews, even as you go all the way through, let's go to near the back, it will break those down for you. So here we are in chapter 10, and there's just a few problems, 9 problems, and they hit, like this first set says, use f of x, 2x to the 2 raised to x minus 3 minus 4 for these exercises. And then it gives you all 3 sections that this work can be found in. So if you need to go back. So we really like that. It also has some Dominion modeling. So kind of like how you would use things. It has a little extra point of interest, shall we say, of how else you can use some of this math. And then it has your chapter review, of course. And then it has the college entrance tests. And the things about these is they are made to teach your student how to quickly kind of guess when you don't have time to do a lot of time of work. And so it's really great because then you come over to the teacher's guides. And these are so exhaustive that these are both for the same book. And when you get to, so let me start with like the college exams. Those are the easiest parts. It actually will go through and explain the logic and how you do it really quickly. So like this, what I'm looking at is if the angles of a triangle are in the ratio 2 to 3 to 5, what type of triangle must it be? And you get choices. You get acute, equilateral, isosceles, obtuse, and right. And it goes through, it says like 2x, 3x, and 5x, the angles. 2x plus 3x plus 5x equals 180, 10x equals 180, x is 18. 5 times x equals 90, so it's a right triangle. And so it very simply says, here's the logic steps we went through to get to these answers. And that is great. And my oldest son, he did this book, and then he went and did the ASVAB. And a lot of those theories, I believe, really helped him. And for the record, he got 92, and that was his first true test ever. So, I'm feeling okay with my life. So that's how they do the college entrance test prep. Now these teachers' books are so good. And I tutored math in high school and in college. So I've used teachers' books before. I've taught math before. I love this. So this is for a classroom or for homeschooling. And it goes through and says, if you want to do a traditional lesson, which I don't, but if you want to go through a traditional lesson, here's your lesson openers. And it gives you that. It gives you, resources. It gives you, in the teacher's toolkit, here's the CD activities you may want to use, which is the CD you get. And it goes through and gives you the lecture that the kids have. But then next to it, it gives you additional examples you could do with the kids as problems. So if you are lecturing or you're looking for more examples. And then it goes through and it gives you another set of lecture notes. Now, as a homeschooler for myself, how I use that is if I have forgotten a concept, which I'm old, it's been a long time since I took Algebra 2. I was a freshman in high school. I can review those. And it also gives other ways. If your student is just not getting it in the lecture, it gives you another way to explain it. But then you get to the homework, and this is the part that I love. I'm a lame-o, and like I said, I took Algebra 2 a long time ago, and don't always remember all the steps, or don't want to. I don't want to spend the time doing the Algebra 2 homework. I did my Algebra 2 homework. So not only does it give you the answers, it goes through and explains all the steps they used to get to them. I'm looking for a good example. So 40, sine x equals 0.1 and sine y equals 0.8. Classify it as the triangle XYZ as acute, right, or obtuse. So when you go down to 40, it walks you through. X equals sine -1, the inverse, 0.1 equals the angle, because you're going to get that out of the calculator. And it goes through and explains all of those things. And then it says what it is, which is an obtuse triangle, in case you wanted to know desperately. I really like that. Now, this course is also available, I believe, through their live online teaching, because I know that was an option. And so if you want to have a teacher do it, that they do a video distance learning kind of thing. So that is an option. It is more money, and I believe it's only good for a time, but I'm not sure. I've never used that. But I really like this math book. I really like how it goes through things. I will not lie. It is an investment of time and money, but it's so well worth it. My daughter now, who, when you talk about these things, she's like, ugh. She's like, it's a good book. Algebra 2 is just going to stink no matter what. And you are talking to somebody who disliked algebra, disliked trig, loved geometry and calculus. So just as to calm yourself and your student, just because you don't like this doesn't mean you will not like anything else in math. But she even says, it was such a good book. I learned so much and I've used so much of it going on in the math classes. I really recommend it. It is, like I said, $88.61. I have used it I'm on my third child right now, and my youngest will probably start it in the fall or summer, whenever we switch over. She is finishing up a geometry wrap up. And we really like it. Like I said, for us, we spend a lot of time going through it. Part of it is that we really love math. And one of the things though I did want to include is, let's say you're not neurotic like me and you don't want to make your child do every single problem. Hey, we don't test. You're going to do it right. It's my philosophy. It goes through, I'm looking for it in this one. Of course, as soon as I go looking for it, I'm not going to see it. It goes through and gives you some assignments, because when we were in school, we didn't do all the problems, right? And so it says, do you want the minimum? Do you want the standard? Or do you want the extended? Now we do, like I said, we do all of the math problems, much to my son's chagrin when he found out there were these options. But if you say, you know what? My kid is going to be an English major and has no interest in math, but we want them to learn the concepts well. You can totally do the minimum and get away with that. I would recommend testing personally, but you can do the minimum. You can do the standard. You can tailor that a little bit more. And of course, those of you who've heard me talk about homeschooling, you can always tailor. You can always just say, we're not doing this one. And there's nothing wrong with that. But if you want a little bit of help to make sure that you're still giving them a well-rounded Algebra 2 class, they provide that. So those are my thoughts on the BJU Press Algebra 2 books. Like I said, I've got the 2 teachers' books and the workbook, and I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. What is your favorite math curriculum? Let me know down in the bottom. If you have any specific curriculum questions, please let me know. And if I can help, I will. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.